welcome to Next Week Tonight. Welcome to Next Week Tonight, presented by Fusion Fantasy Football. I'm your host, Joshua, and this is the show that keeps you a week ahead of the competition. We talk about breakout ads, players you can stream, and trades you should be making, but all with the perspective a full week ahead. We're looking at week 5 tonight, even though the NFL has only had Thursday night game for week 4. All the rest of the week 4 games have not been played, and I am talking about players you need to have to be looking for week 5. Because you can add these streamers for free right now, stash them on your bench. You can pick up these players who I think have good possible matches this weekend, and everyone's going to be wanting to add them on waivers after week 4, but you can do it right now. That's what we're doing here in Next Week Tonight. Tonight, I'm also going to be doing something a little bit new. Going to be trying a flash, just quick hitting version. That's what we're going to go into right now. If you like what you're hearing, you want fuller explanation, stick around or look for the link to a fuller video, longer video for the full version for week 5, I should say. And you can check that out. I have all my explanations for why I think what I think. But let's get into it because these need to be quick. All right. For ads before week 4. First of all, I want to go over a couple players that are just kind of housekeeping. Jeff Wilson of the San Francisco 49ers, he needs to be owned and stashed. Simple as that. Look, a lot of people in the NFL, bad histories, accusations, records, whatever. We cheer for a lot of them anyway without thinking about it. But Darius Geis has a 6-game suspension. Darius Geis, that's right. I know you haven't heard that name in a while, but in week 5, he will be 1 week away from his 6-week suspension being served. Keep an eye on the news. Interesting stash. If your league allows suspended players to go onto the IR slot, you can stash him in there. John Ross or Colin Johnson. So with Shepard out, all these guys out for the Giants, you need those. I'm giving too much explanation. I said I wouldn't do that. Not a ton of ads. We're really focusing on streamers, getting ready for the week 6 games that we have our first bye weeks, and you're really going to need them. So I'm really trying to get into the gear of streamers now. Early in the season, we want those big ads, high value ads. Still going to be looking for them. Not so much came to me this week. I really was focusing on streamers. So quarterbacks, Jared Goff playing the Minnesota Vikings, 7th most points to quarterbacks. You can also go with Jameis Winston playing Washington, who gives up the most quarterback points. You can finally stream Winston. And just all your Saints, really. You can stream Beasley. We already talked about Kansas City last week. Bateman, Rashad Bateman for the Baltimore Ravens, coming back possibly this week, but great matchup. And after a week into the system, into practicing, I think his come out party is Monday night against I have it here as Baltimore. He is on Baltimore, Josh. That doesn't make sense. All right. No, Baltimore is playing Indianapolis. I'm going off memory. I can't find it on my list. They're playing Indianapolis. I remember now. And they give up a lot of points to wide receivers. This is not quick. Come on. Callaway, you got Marquez Callaway and you got Deontay Harris. You'll finally be able to stream them along with Winston against Washington. Stream Shenault, Laviska Shenault. He actually had a really good game tonight, so maybe he's going to be on the waiver wire. Targets coming up this next week, so maybe that's too late. But keep an eye out for him. Running backs, Nyheim Hines always deserves to be streamed. I just got to say it. For the Miami Tampa Bay game, it's an interesting matchup because Miami has a good pass defense. Tampa Bay usually likes to throw the ball. I'm just wondering if this could be a game where a running back for the Bucks could actually do something. Fournette, Ronald Jones, looking for those. I have a lot more tight ends for you. First of all, Evan Ingram must be owned. I had talked about John Ross and Colin Johnson earlier, but Evan Ingram is really the piece there that I think is going to profit a lot from Shepard being out. Schultz, Dalton Schultz for the Cowboys. He had a really good game last week, so he probably even got picked up by people. But still keep an eye out because when he has a bad game against Cleveland, no, that's not who it is, Carolina, maybe he'll get dropped or something. So keep an eye out for Schultz. And then somebody who's really going to be attainable, although he also had a good week last week, Tyler Conklin, Minnesota Vikings. Really good matchup playing Detroit in week 5, who gives up like the third most points or yards to tight end. So keep an eye out for him. And then, like I said before, Saints, play all your Saints, including the defense special teams against Washington. I know Heineke has been running around, making some big plays. With that is going to come turnovers and mistakes and points for defenses. So it's not always going to look as good as it did against the Giants. Not always going to look that good. The Saints actually have a pretty good defense. So go ahead and stash them, and you'll be able to actually get several starts out of them. All right. I don't have a ton of trades either. So really, I don't have any. I shouldn't have said not a ton. I don't have any. 0. I thought about a bunch, but most of them have already been said. And I don't like to talk about ones that have already been said or that are obvious or you say you should do, but really you can't get them done. So nothing really difference making came to mind, so I'm not going to say it. All right, guys, that's the quick hit version. Maybe 7-8 minutes here. Maybe we could have been faster. Maybe I could make sure I don't have Bateman playing the Ravens in my notes. I should fix that, but fixed. Thanks, guys. If you want the full explanations, which you could hear I was begging to give you as I was giving those quick hits, keep listening if you're already on the full version, or hit the link that'll be down below to the full version. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you next week if you have to go, if this is all the time you had. Thank you. Hope you got something out of this.